When I graduated from high school, I went to a community college over in Prentice, Mississippi. And one weekend, I was asked to take a friend of mine to Corinth, Mississippi, and for his grandfather's funeral. Took him up there, and on our way back that Sunday night from the funeral, we stopped to get a hamburger about 1:30 in the morning. And when we stopped, we went into the little place to get the hamburgers, ordered them, got the hamburgers, came back out to the car, and as I walked back to the car, 3 gentlemen followed me out. 3 people, they're not gentlemen, 3 people followed me out. And when I got in the car, they said, hey, N-word, get out of the car and pick this paper up. I said, I didn't put no paper down, and I'm not going to pick any paper up. He said, yeah, you're going to pick that paper up. So no, I'm not. Get out of the car. So I wouldn't get out. So when he grabbed me and started to pull me out, I put my hand on my glove compartment to get my little .22 pistol. It was about that big. But when I turned around, he had his .45 pointed at my head right here. So they pulled me out of the car, my car, and threw me on the hood, handcuffed me, put me in the back seat of the car, and took off. And that was to keep the people in my car from keeping up with us. Well, as on the way there, the police officer hit me in my mouth with a gun and busted my lip. Blood went everywhere. Then he took my pistol, put 1 bullet in it, and put it right here, and he pulled the trigger, and it snapped. He put it right here, spent it again, spent the cylinder, and snapped the pistol again. Well, by that time, I guess I was shaking so bad that I really couldn't talk. So he asked me a question and I wouldn't answer, so he hit me in the back of my head with the gun, and it only cut my head, didn't bleed very much. So when I got to the jail, the jailer said, what are you charging the N-word with? He said, charge him with disorderly conduct, concealed weapon. He had 3 charges. So I looked at him like, how you gonna tell him what to charge me? And he said, turn your butt, that's not the word he used, turn your butt around, N-word, because we're doing this. So I shut up, I didn't say anything else. So he took me, I said, can I make a phone call? They told me no. They took me upstairs, took my shoes from me, but he made one mistake, and that was he took the handcuffs off of me. And when he did that to push me in the jail, he tried to hit me, so I grabbed his hand. When I grabbed his hand, the other prisoners saw what was happening, and they grabbed me and said, come on in here, because they're gonna kill you. So they pulled me in, and they protected me. I guess the Lord was just with me. And they put me in the back of the jail, and they stood in front of me, and the police wouldn't come in and do anything else, so they locked the door. And that morning, about 4 o'clock, they had let somebody out of prison and out of jail, and I asked him, would he call my mother and tell her where I was, and he did. And our lawyer friend in New Orleans called his lawyer friend in Jackson, and they told him to let him go right now. So they let me go, and I left there walking from Rankin County, Brandon, Mississippi, toward Jackson. And as I made it to the exit coming from Prentice Community College, I met the dean and about 13 cars, because they came to get me. And they picked me up, turned around, and we went on back to Apprentice. My mother was there, and then she took me back to New Orleans. And that's my story, my personal story of the injustices that we had to endure as African Americans just to live. But we need all of you to carry on that fight by making sure that everybody has a chance to be equal in this world. And it's all because of your bright minds that we'll be able to do that. Every one of you have a part to play in this United States of America to make sure that this is the best place in the world to be. And it's all because you all gonna make up your mind that you want this to be the best place it is. Use your God-given talents to do just that. Go and be a lawyer, a civil rights lawyer, or a lawyer that fights for justice for all of us. And believe me, all of you can do it, and I know it. I know it in my heart. I believe it, that you all can do that.